So this lesson is on section 9.2 titled Representing Linear Functions. It's very similar to last lesson, except this time we're actually going to be taking one step further and graphing the functions. So it says a linear function is a function in which the graph of the solutions form a line. So we found solutions last time, in our last lesson, and this time we're going to take those solutions and graph it. And they can be represented as an equation, a table, a set of ordered pairs, or a graph. So let's jump into the first example. Okay, so we're going to graph y equals x minus 2. Okay, so we have two different steps. So the first step is we're going to choose some values of x, just like we did last lesson, and we're going to use these values to make a function table. Okay, and so I already made the function table for you. So just like our last lesson, my first column is going to be x. My next one's going to be my equation, which is, my x minus 2. And it will change, whether through each example or each question you're given. My last column is going to be y. And then this is new. This column right here is new. That's my ordered pair. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating an ordered pair, and then that goes into step 2, where we're actually going to be graphing those ordered pairs on the coordinate plane and drawing a line to graph that function. So, and that's really easy. So we can put in any points we want, but let's stick with what we did the last lesson. And we did -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's stick with those same x values. So then I'm going to plug in my equation. So I'm going to do -2 minus 2, -1 minus 2, 0 minus 2, 1 minus 2, and 2 minus 2. Now it's really easy. We're going to just subtract. -2 minus 2 is -4. -1 minus 2 is going to be -3. 0 minus 2 is -2. 1 minus 2 is -1. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is combine my x with my y for my coordinates. So I'm going to do -2, -4. That's going to be my first ordered pair. And then I'm going to have -1 with -3. And then 0 with -2. I'm running out of space here. 1 with -1. And then 2 with 0. Again, you're just copying these values here. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer in step 2, I'm going to graph each ordered pair on a coordinate plane. And then we're going to draw a line that passes through the points. The line is the graph of the linear function. So I'm just going to copy all these points. Again, these are I match my domains with my ranges to create my ordered pair. So I'm going to -2, -4. So -2, -4. Again, this is just a freehand drawing. You do the best you can to be as accurate as you can. So you have -1, -3. So it's going to be right there. 0, -2 is going to be right here. And right away, I'm noticing it's going to be kind of forming a line, and that's a good thing. If you notice that your points are all, sporadic and spread out in different places, and it doesn't form a line, you probably graphed something wrong. You did the math a little bit wrong. So -1 is here. I'm trying to make one dot. And then 2, 0 is going to be right there. So then all I'm going to do, and you can use a straight edge if you'd like, but you're going to draw your line as best as you can straight through those points, and that's going to be the graph of our linear function. So ultimately, this is my final answer. You had to do all of this work here, to get to that point, but ultimately that's my final answer. So one last example, I'm going to graph 2x minus 3. So a little difference is, there's some multiplying in here. So again, let's fill out our chart. We have x. We have our 2x minus 3. I have my y. And then I have my ordered pair. Okay. So again, let's put in the same ones. So negative 2 times 2 minus 3. Sorry, it's getting a little messy here. Negative 1 times 2 minus 3. 0. I'm sorry. Oh, I did this wrong. See, I'm glad I'm checking my work here. Here is going to be, let's go back. Let's redo it. Okay. So let's make sure that we're plugging it in correctly. So I'm going to say 2 times negative 2 minus 3. 2 times negative 1 minus 3. 2 times 0 minus 3. 2 times 1 minus 3. And 2 times 2 minus 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. I'm sorry, I forgot the negative. That's a big difference. 2 times negative 2, that is a negative right there, is negative 4. And negative 4 minus 3 is going to be negative 7. Okay, so now we have 2 times negative 1 is going to be negative 2. And then negative 2 minus 3 is going to be negative 5. So 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is going to be negative 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 is going to be negative 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. If you notice, do you see that there's a pattern of it's going down 2 every time? Just like how in this example, there was a pattern was going down 1 every time. You should see a pattern. That when you see a pattern, just like, when we talked about the arithmetic sequences, because these are all arithmetic sequences, it's going to form a line. So if you don't see a pattern, you were doing something with the math wrong. So then we're going to have negative 2 comma negative 7. Again, I'm getting it from here. Negative 1, negative 5, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 1, and then 2, 1. So let's graph. So negative 2, negative 7, down here. Negative 1, negative 5 is about here. 0, negative 3, get at there. 1, negative 1, and then 2, 1 is up there. So here's my line. And there's the graph of my function. So that brings me to the end of this lesson. Thanks for watching.